Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. It is November 19th. As I record this video, it is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's been a beautiful day here in North Georgia. It got up in the mid to high 60s. Sunny. Felt really good. Spent a little time out in the backyard this afternoon. Went to church this morning. Awesome service, message, music, all good. Good people. I want to talk about civil disobedience, or at least a form of it. Some things we can do. This has been on my mind for a while. I've been struggling with how to articulate it, how to get it across, get y'all's input on this. But first, real quick, prayer requests. And in the last video, I said put your prayer requests out there, and we get big response. Appreciate it. Definitely keep them coming, because what I've been noticing is there's so many comments, there's so many prayer requests and people that are responding to them. And that is just great to see. I really appreciate everybody that is being encouraging and helping and just being such a support to everybody else. Okay, this is so good to see. And Ms. Dawg and I look at all the comments. We may not get a chance to comment on all of them or even like all of them. If you don't see that we do read, know that we do read them all. So we see them, okay? So keep the prayer requests coming. We are praying for each and every one of you that put this out there, put a request down in there. And just know that. I just wanted to assure you that we are looking at them and praying for you. And there are a lot of, like I said last time, there are a lot of prayer warriors in this channel. So you are being supported, okay? But keep them coming, all right? And let's keep praying, for sure. All right. I also have a passage that I will share that I believe, and this was talked about in our sermon this morning in our church. Our pastor was talking about a way to combat anxiety, and anxiety is a big issue, as we know, with most everybody. We all suffer from that at some point or to some degree, some more than others. And he was pointing to a way to combat that, and it is proven. All right, so stay tuned for that, and I'll share a passage about it as well to support that. Civil disobedience, and I was trying to think of a term to describe what's been on my mind and things we can do, the way we can live, and just some suggestions. And you may be doing a lot of these things already, but and it may not be. When you look at the definition of civil disobedience, it talks about uh, being not obeying some laws or not paying taxes. And I'm not uh, saying don't abide by the law, you know don't break the law, don't be a law breaker. I'm not saying that. uh, but there are certain things we can do to push back, okay, in our own way. And you may be doing these and not even realize it. You know, from one thing is a mandate. A mandate is not a law. As far as I know, it's not a law. All right. Uh, the first thing that came to my mind is practicing our faith. Whether you go to a church with us, a building, the steeple, or whether you go to a home church, a gathering, wherever it is, at a school, at a restaurant, where two or more are gathered and you study and you do Bible study, that is a form of it. That is a form of pushing back, because when we look at I call them the powers that be. That's probably the safest thing to refer to them as, I guess. In this world, the way it especially the last few years, they don't want you to do that. I mean, they were trying to shut down the churches and shut down many, yet Walmart was open. You know, practice your faith because they don't want you to. So do it. We need to do it anyway. Stay close to Jesus. Keep our walk with God. Family. Get together with family when you can. Family and it doesn't have to be blood. I mean, blood family, it can be, do that, of course, but things happen, I understand. And sometimes your friends are your family. That's the same thing. Get together in person when you can, if possible, because they don't want you to. They want you to be isolated. They want you to be uh, all anxiety ridden and isolated and not go anywhere. That's what they want. They want you to be dependent. Get together with family. Big gatherings if you can. All right. That's Ella. You all right? Faith, family, and they want to destroy the family. We know this. They want to destroy the nuclear family. They even said it. They have it spelled out. You know, education at home as much as possible. I know there are private schools, there are good public schools out there. I know. By and large, we know how that goes. Educate as much as we can from home before they're exposed to this world, or as they're exposed to this world. The more we can do, the better chance we have of raising our children, grandchildren, the best way we can. Okay, the traditional, conservative, traditional values, family values. Visits in person. Kind of mentioned that one already. I think it's important. They want everything to be in a virtual world, online, impersonal. At our church, when the service is done, it's not like a stampede that everybody's trying to get out. I've been to churches like that before where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting run over with people trying to just get out of here. A lot of us hang around and talk for a while. We linger. And that's where sometimes that's the best part. You linger and talk with friends, or maybe talk to somebody you ain't talked to in a while, or meet a new person. You may have something in common. You may not. You may learn something about somebody. That's the best part. It's one of the best parts. Eating healthy. Hey, I got work to do on that. I guess most of us do. But they want us to be hopped up on the, what am I trying to say? The GMO, all the fake stuff, bug, whatever you want to call it, bugs. Eating as healthy as possible when we can grow our own. If we can, I know we can't grow everything. I mean, some people are self-sufficient, but I know that's not the case for everybody. I get it. We're not. But where you can, be self-sufficient. Grow your own food. Try to be that as much as possible, or a little bit more. Work towards that. Get outside and walk, hike, exercise. The more we can do that, the less dependent we are on drugs. And then there are some, you have to have some prescriptions. I get it. Depending on your health status. I know we have some. But the more we can get out and get outside and not be isolated in our homes and scared or anxiety ridden, the better. Getting outside is one of the best coping mechanisms, best coping skills for anxiety and mental health around, is to get out in nature and get out and move a little bit as you're able, of course. The more mobile we can be, do some travel when you can, because they don't want you to be able to do that. They want you to be in a box where they can control you better. So the more you can get out and travel and do it. All right. I mentioned getting outside in nature. They don't want you to experience nature. They want you to be in this virtual world where you're tightly controlled. They know what you're doing, monitor you. Get outside to where you can unplug, to where you know leave the cell phone in the vehicle or in the home or something for a while. Have no electronic devices on your body. It's kind of freeing for a while. It's a feeling of freedom, at least temporarily, if nothing else. It feels good. Watch the birds, the squirrels. You know, it's kind of nice. It's a nice change. Try it sometime. Be kind, because they don't want you to be kind. Crime crime is rewarded these days. You know, the what is good is called bad, and what's bad is called good these days in this world. It sure seems that way. More and more. Think critically, because they want groupthink. They want you to be caught up in the crowd to where you're easily swayed. They want you to be indoctrinated and brainwashed. They don't want you to think critically and think for yourself and do your own research and be educated. They don't want that. Then you're more of a challenge. You're more independent. You have self-determination, and then you want freedom. They don't want that. They don't want that for you. I mean, really, think about it. Do not comply. I'm not saying fight the cops or anything like that. That's just dumb. All right. Do not comply. When I go into the grocery store and the directional arrows were telling me which way to go up and down the aisles, I did not comply with that. Okay, that's not a law. I did not do that. That's just one little tiny example. It's one of my favorite little examples. It's okay to say no. Say no. No. There's no law that says I have to do this. All right. No, I will not comply with that. And then there are some red lines. The Second Amendment is definitely one for me. My faith, I will not renounce my faith, no matter what they threaten me with. Doesn't matter. I'm never going to do that. So it's okay to say no. No. All right. Do not comply with with these ridiculous things. Okay. I won't go into great detail because I'll get in trouble. You know what I mean? I mentioned self-sufficiency, sort of. The more self-sufficient we can be, where we're not so dependent on the system and these vermin. You know what I'm talking about. Ownership, because they don't want you to own anything. They want you to own nothing and be happy, right? So ownership where we can. That means your automobile. That can mean your property, your home, your tools, whatever. Can you own? Can you own precious metals? Yes, you can. Yeah. Spend your cash. Spend cash. Try to keep it in circulation. If nothing else, to get a chuckle when the retail workers or whoever get a little confused when you give them cash, because it's like, whoa, what are you giving me here? What do I do now? I'm like, it's a legal tender, So use your cash, even if it's just getting a snack or something every now and then, whenever you can. Okay, as much as possible. Traditional values, I kind of went over that a little bit, but traditional, it can be conservative, even if you're liberal. There's a difference, by the way, and I look at traditional liberal, different than uh, straight up uh, Maoist. The radical, way radical left. Liberal, I can deal with. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I can coexist with the good. The liberal, the JFK types. The way it used to be, not. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's different now. But I'm saying traditional values, family, um, law abiding. I practicing your faith, like I said, and just doing the right thing, treating people like you want to be treated, right? Yeah, talking to people. It's okay. It's okay to be patriotic. Fly your flag, the American flag, of course. It's okay to be patriotic. I've had people try to say, well, where we're going down, dog. I ain't put your flag up. We ain't dead yet. It may not happen for a long time. I ain't ready for that. I ain't giving up on it. And that's okay if you're not. That's okay. It's not wrong. That's what I think, at least. And if you don't think, then we just disagree. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's okay. Be the light. Let's try to be like Jesus as best we can. Because they don't want you to do that. They want the opposite. It's like this world is glorifying Satanism. They do. They really do. So what I'm saying is try to live opposite of the way that this world seems to want you to conduct your life. And if you're doing these things, it's a way to be a countermeasure to this freaking evil that we've been seeing. That's just the way I'm looking at things. So any little way that I can be a thorn in the side of this evilness, I will do it. And I'll smile while doing it. All right? All right. I hope that makes sense. I just listed those things. Those were just things on my mind. There's probably a lot more ways to do this. Please enlighten us. Please say it in the comments, what's on your mind with this. There are some other, I'm sure, some things I'm not even thinking about. Okay. I'm going to go to the passage because it is a good one. It is, nope, not that one. I promised you a good one. I'm getting to it. All right. Psalm chapter 34, verses 1 through 5 says, I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. My soul will boast in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. I love that one. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Just saying that, and just reading that will make you feel better. All right. That's awesome. I can't even say much after reading that. I mean, that's one of the best ways like our pastor was talking about it. I can't say it as eloquently as he can, but one of the best ways to cope with fear too and anxiety is to praise our God, praise the Lord. You do that even through music, it does help. It will make you feel better, if nothing else, temporarily. All right. Share your thoughts. Let's be safe out there. God bless you. I'll see you soon.